Bang, bang, bang. What's good, guys? It's your boy Eru, host of the Knicks podcast. We got my man here, Raf Diaz. What's good, man?
Good. How much, Eru? What's going on, Eru?
I
What's
see
up,
you,
Knicks
man.
Nation?
You look like you're ready to start twerking over there.
No. You know, I like to. You know what it is? I like to do. I don't know, man. Lately, I've been in that mood. I like to dance around stuff, just do silly dances. Like I'm just trying to get into that, into doing those silly things. So it's like, man, I'm just gonna be.
Just
It's
be
about
yourself,
having
man.
fun, man. So it's about having fun, man. So
Yeah. So speaking of having fun, I gotta put you on blast too, man, because Jay Boogie, he got that video going, man. So I saw you hanging out and with the guys and stuff. So what I want to know, what State wants to know, and a couple other dudes wants to know is how come nobody called us?
yo, you know what time that was? 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. I held the Twitter space after, I don't know what game was it. It could have been the Mavericks game.
Mhm.
And I go back into my Instagram. I see Jay Boogie post that. I'm like, yo, Jay Boogie, my bad. I didn't, you know,
He posted that on Instagram.
he posted a video like, yo, man, I'm gonna be on 42nd Street, 1 a.m. If y'all really support me, come through.
Get the fuck out of here!
So he posted that, and I'm like, I met J Boog, and J
Right.
Boog, he even, I mean, at that time it was silly, but I even did that like a silly interview. So I was like, man, I was like, I gotta be there for J Boog because, like I feel like he supported me with my little like, hey, how many games do you think the Knicks are gonna win this season?
Oh, look at that
So
shit. I don't even follow him on Instagram.
so that's what it is. So he sent it to me. So then he said, like, yo, bro, if y'all really support me, like, come through. And like, so I was like, oh, so Jay, I was like, yeah, man, he did. I mean, if he said that, man, if Jay Book is talking like that, like, I'm gonna take this thing serious.
That's crazy. Because if I would have saw that, I would have popped up too. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
So
So
once he said that, I was like, oh snap. I was like, nah, this for me, I was like, nah, this is serious. This is serious. And Ralph, I
yeah,
was like, all right, cool. So that's the way I took it. Bro,
because
I ain't get there.
he's
I
putting
ain't get
stuff.
there till like 3 o'clock in the morning. I
And they
took an
still was out there
Uber.
filming. They were still was out there filming at three
It was
o'clock in the
still
morning.
like that. Because so I said, I'm like, yo, listen, where you at? 48th Street, 6th Avenue. So I met Papa Left also. Like Papa Left just finished. He just finished leaving. So I'm
Okay.
like, oh snap, Papa Left, what's up? And I give him a pound. I could recognize him. I give him a pound. Thinking like he took a picture or we did a video. Like he asked me a question. I forgot what it was. And I just said what's up to him. Boom. And then I saw Jay. I'm like, I couldn't find Jay Boogie. Finally, I recognized him. Because he was near like in a certain like I was on 48th and 6th. He was like on 52nd near Radio City Hall.
Yeah.
Like that, like it was like in the spot. I'm like, wait, I'm like, I couldn't find him. And remember, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
bro, like, don't tell me you bounced. So then I finally found him. It got brick too that night too. Like it was got brick. So it was him, Cully. I think one of the guys that's here because I think I heard you mention his name. I mean, I don't know if that's the right guy, but his name was Pierre.
Yeah.
He was there. So I don't know if that's the same Pierre that's in our what's it called?
Oh, you talking
Uh
about Hartwell? Hartwell was there too, right?
Hardwell too. I forgot Hardwell was there too.
Yeah.
He was doing his thing.
That's what's up, man.
Always
I wish I would have saw the guy. I definitely would have popped up. So I gotta be at work anyway, like 6, but I still would have popped up anyway. You know what I'm
right.
saying? That's
I
something
mean, I didn't
different.
even
That's
know I
something
was
different.
in the video because I all I knew I was recording a video. I recorded a Instagram live, but
Okay.
I didn't know. Oh, you saw my Instagram live, or you saw me in somebody else's video?
Not I think somebody took a picture of you and posted it. I think it might have been Hartwell. He might have posted something.
No, I didn't know. That's news to
Or
me.
either no, or maybe it was on Twitter. Papa Left might have posted it.
No, I didn't know that. That's news to me. I didn't know. Oh, if he posted that, I still haven't seen it. So it's like, ah, Papa Left didn't want to post it, whatever. I like, whenever he does, I'll be like, I'll retweet
Alright.
it, whatever.
Well, I'm working on something myself, man. So I'm gonna see if I'm
Yo,
working on some ideas or whatever. So
yo,
I'll
speaking
hit
of,
you up.
congratulations. Okay, cool. Like, I wanted to congratulate you with the whole MSG thing.
Oh, the commercial?
It was a quick second though. Like I ain't gonna I ain't gonna because I first when you posted it on your channel, I was like, I saw at the end cap cut. I'm like, man, it's like it is Era doing some editing, man. Like, what's up? You trying to throw yourself in the video? I was like, whatever. I was like, I hit the like button, whatever. But then I saw it on the commercial while I was watching that game the same day you posted it.
Yeah.
So like I'm watching the game, I'm like, oh snap! I said, no, that's a real video.
Yeah, I was excited. I screen recorded it and then I posted it right away because that was the first
Oh,
time I was able to catch it. Because I mean, it's actually an old commercial. That commercial we it was filmed maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, something like that.
oh,
So they've been chopping it up throughout the years, but this time they chopped like they put all the commercials together and they chopped them all up, and they actually just used my part, at the end. So that's kind of cool.
oh,
I'm like the closer and shit for that commercial, man.
oh,
So that's
damn.
yeah. So
Okay, I
that's mad
follow
exciting,
now.
man. A lot of people notice me for that, especially like friends and family and coworkers, especially coworkers. They're like, "Yo, E, I saw you on the fucking commercial, bro. Yeah, that shit is crazy."
Oh, that's what's
Yeah,
up. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But it's a thrill, man. Like being involved in that, just the culture thing.
I could
Just the not
imagine. So
yeah,
what
not
year?
just
So 2 years ago, 2000. So we're talking 2020 or 2017 or 18, 19.
maybe 19 because it definitely was before COVID. It was before COVID
Okay.
that we did that.
So RJ rookie year.
Probably yeah, probably RG rookie. Yeah, yep.
He's
Yeah, it
gonna
was a
be
different
talk. We're
time,
gonna
man.
talk about him today.
Yeah, man, it's a different time, right? Like compared to like let's say like 2018. I got 2018 on the screen, right? So I mean,
Right.
from 2018 to 2022, is a lot has changed since then. But then
Yo,
again, a lot hasn't changed,
right.
because RJ Barrett, right? How much has RJ Barrett changed at this
I
point of
don't
his career?
know. I don't know, man. You draft him number 3. I had to tell this. I had to tell this to State. Like State, you know how he gets about RJ Barrett.
Yeah,
I had to tell him, like, listen, bro. RJ Barrett was drafted in a superstar range. You can't ignore this.
yeah,
When the team is this bad and and we all know how State loves to talk about wanting to be in the draft, wanting another top 5 pick. So I'm pushing back with him and anybody or everybody on the chats, on Twitter Spaces, that you can't you would have a hard time convincing me to want to tank if we have a top 3 pick and Jalen Brown was drafted top 3 and is doing fine. Jason Tatum was drafted number 3. He's doing fine as a superstar. Joel Embiid was drafted number 3 as a superstar. He's doing just fine. Um, who else? Luka Doncic, number 3. He's a superstar. Evan Mobley, great. Was the number 3 pick. Looking great.
well, we'll talk
Who
about
else?
Evan Mobley though, because I mean, Evan Mobley, he's fairly new, but you at least when you look at him, you can see like this guy has potential to do
Woo,
whatever,
yes, he
you know.
does.
But like when
Yes,
you
he
see
does,
when you see RJ, we saw the potential early on, but now it's like year 4, and it's like he hasn't really added nothing to the game,
bro.
you
Like
know.
Evan Mobley, Evan Mobley never starts off as bad as RJ Barrett through the
Yeah,
first 20 games because like if it wasn't for those Detroit Pistons games, and we had 3 of them through the first 20 games, I
yeah,
mean, I had RJ buried on the F range.
yeah,
I had him. I'm like, yo, listen, if I had to grade everybody, like, I'm like, yo, but at most, right now, through the first 20 games, maybe I think we're up to 21 games right now.
yeah,
Maybe I'll give him, if I'm being very nice, a C minus. But for the most part, it's looking D plus, D or D minus. Like it can't, like you can't go higher than it's been that bust. It's been look at JJ, RJ looking like a bust.
yeah,
So like right now. it's very tough for people to have that conversation with me about like, yo, we should tank. I'm like, why should we tank? When we tanked and we tried to go for Zion, we landed RJ, and you know what we got? An average player
What do you think about this
or
developing thing?
just a
Everybody
starter.
keeps talking about developing. What do you think about the developing thing?
Knicks can't develop an egg and incubate it for their life. That's a good
I,
point.
listen, I don't believe in developing. I feel like if a guy could play, he could play. So it's really about the guy, reaching his own potential, not the Knicks training him, putting him in right spots, and babying him and forcing him to be something. That the player themselves got to already have it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Say like a guy like Brandon Ingram for instance, right? Brandon Ingram on the Pelicans is different than the Brandon Ingram on the Lakers, but at the same time, the difference between both players is maturity, really. But as far as skill, Brandon Ingram to me always showed that skill. You know,
Mhm.
RJ Barrett on the thing RJ Barrett is more mature. He's always been mature, but the skill wise has not caught up to his maturity.
And it's the athleticism to me sometimes.
Yeah,
You know what? It's not even. So, shout out to Jay Boogie.
yeah, big time Jay Boogie right here.
It's a health and happiness.
You
J-
gotta read it. You gotta read it
oh,
like Jay
anytime.
Boogie, right? You trying to read it like
Jay
him?
Boogie. Good meeting you up, Jay Boogie.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah, if you ever comes through, if you needs me, just let me know. I'll come through.
Yeah, isn't that what everybody says about Jay? I think when I saw him when I met him in person, I think I said it to him like 4 or 5 times. Like, yo, if you need anything, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah,
one of those guys. He make you run through a brick wall, man.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But where were we in conversation? Yeah,
Just
man.
the RJ
Like,
stuff, man. Like, like what can we do? Because I mean, he starts off slow, and what can we do? Like, if we're gonna talk about developing, is there something that we can do to help him along?
oh, you know what it is? It's this year. The way he got cooked these 20 games by some of the stars, like that got to me. That got to me, boy. Like Shea Gilgeous getting at him, John Morant getting at him, Donovan Mitchell got at him. And I'm watching this Cleveland Cavaliers right now. Like I had to like literally watch. I just finished watching the first quarter of the Cavs game. Just catching up. I'm like, okay, let me just watch this game. And I heard that Donovan Mitchell banged it on him too.
Yeah, he banged it on him twice, I think.
Damn.
Garland too. Garland was scraping him, getting to the basket
Mm.
anytime he wanted to too. I mean, but we did that's one thing I want to talk about too. Like we did win the game, but I think that was like the most like laziest, like worthless win that I've ever seen in a Nick, like for the Knicks in a long time. Because I think everybody was like, if you go on Twitter, everybody goes on Twitter. So on Twitter, I feel like the energy on Twitter was like, oh man, the Cavaliers, understand? We
Mhm.
were more upset how we won rather than the fact that we won.
Right. Some fans they're ready to talk. Yo, we need to tank, and I'm already pushing back. Like, yo, don't talk to me about tanking when you have a top 3 pick and you fail to draft a superstar. Like, I don't think that's gonna be. I don't think that helps their argument.
Yeah,
Like, we still don't got a superstar. We went 17 games
yeah.
in 65. We still don't have a superstar or a star.
Or rotation. But we finally got a rotation. How about that? This is basically the rotation here. We got RJ, Julius, Mitch, Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, Miles McBride, Emmanuel Quickly, Hartenstein, and Obi. How does this work?
Hmm, I don't know, man.
Because I feel like RJ and Julius. I think it really it comes down to like it's hard for Tom Thibodeau because he has to deal with the talent that he has. So him
Right.
cutting it down to a 9-man rotation is what he should. That's what coaches feel comfortable with. But
Right.
like as far as like game planning now, how do you game plan when RJ is basically like a fourth option, Julius is like a third, fourth option. Like Brunson may be a two, he might be a two option. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have
Mhm.
that big dog. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think about the rotation, or the decision to for the rotation?
Tom Thibodeau has my support because again, like I mean, Julius Randle's, Julius, you have to like focus, thing is, like, I watch these games, and there's so many things that I can nitpick, right?
Yeah.
But I have to really start focusing on Julius Randle's defense. Like his defense is like, okay, like offensively, he could be better, but I can live with some. But like it's the defense now. I'm like, okay, Julius Randle, like we need to you need to improve defensively while RJ Barrett, hopefully turns into a star.
What do you
Hopefully.
Yeah, check this out. Look what White Falcon says. He says, when we drafted Shumpert, he already had Melo, Stoudemire, and superstars. RJ got Randall and Fournier. But at the same time, what did Shumpert become? You know what I'm saying? Like what did Shumpert become? Shumpert became a glorified role player that could dunk.
That's a good point.
So, like in my opinion, like I say, if RJ was playing with like a superstar Melo, and a superstar Mari, then where would RJ be? On the
It's
bench.
you know what bro, it's the athleticism with him sometimes to me. Like it's his athleticism. I don't know, man. This year is starting to bother me. I don't know if it's just me, but I look at him like, yo, man, like, I don't know, man. Because like I'm like, you're gonna try to defend with that with your athleticism. Like he looks like if he had a high offense, like Luca, oh, okay, cool, because he's not depending on defense. But it looks like RJ Barrett, he's trying to depend on like he wants to talk about all NBA defense. I'm like, I'm all defense. I'm like, I don't know.
A guy like Tom Thibodeau had him guarding Garland. He was guarding Garland a lot the last game, and I mean he's shown to be one of our worst perimeter defenders, but they still chose to make him guard their best player. This is
I
just
feel
some highlights from RJ
he's.
here.
I feel like that idea would have probably been better year one or maybe year two, but now, oh my goodness,
You remember his first year? What's the name? The coach had him playing point guard.
that's right, Fizdale.
Yeah, Fizdale had him playing point guard. Now I'm not even sure if he's even a swingman anymore. He might be a power forward.
Mm. Oh, so, shout out to also Cully. Cully was in that when I saw Jay Boogie, I saw Papa left and I saw Cully. Cully was he was doing his thing too.
Yeah, Clay's nice, man. I think Cully is a great artist. Definitely
Yeah,
great hip
he
hop
is.
artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, Jay Boogie got like I want to say like I don't want to say MOP, but he got like a kind of like a
That's a
MOP
good
kind of
one.
style. Like you just hype hearing him talk. We got the beats
Right. That's a
going.
good one. The MOP. That was a good.
Yeah, he got the energy going, and then
Right.
crazy ass my man what's his name Papa Left. He just like
Mhm.
kind of like the spark. He's just crazy, super lyrical. Kind of like Energizer Bunny, and then you got
Mhm.
the smooth cat. Cully. He could sing. He got bars too.
Mhm.
So it's interesting, man.
I like the hooks too. Like J Boogie's hooks too. Like the beats are cool too.
Yeah. But this is RG's highlights, man. He does get good shots, but like you said, the athleticism, he doesn't get off the ground. He doesn't get separation. So it's just a weird. He just has a weird game. Here he is on the
Mhm.
top. He just pulls up for three. He catches the ball from his waist, and then he just kind of like shoots it. I mean, I feel like you can coach him better than that, man. I seen you play better than that in the freaking
Oh, I
YMCA
like
shit around, man.
that. That's a good one. Oh man.
So I mean, what do you think about his release? Here he goes. Well, that was the end of the highlight there. But what do
Oh
you think about the
man.
way that he shoots and stuff for RJ? Is there anything you can critique
Who
about his
who
game?
am I to say he's in the NBA level? Let me just look at it again. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about him, man. To tell you the truth, because I feel like we're just beating a dead horse now when we talk about RJ. Because whenever we're talking about him, we're going to be talking about him in such a way that like we're hoping that he becomes this guy, hoping he becomes really really good, hoping that he becomes something else.
I mean, technically, it just feels like I'm gonna speak for myself, like being biased because players are more athletic and we're used to that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when we see a slow player, we see that oh he's not good enough. That is basically you know what I think I'm saying. Like when you see somebody who's athletic as Donovan Mitchell or Shea for that matter, like you see somebody who's more athletic, and in your mind it tells me, oh, he's a better player. RJ
Yeah.
won't be that good. But there's more to basketball. Like there's so much. So you just never know.
Well, say
You know,
somebody like Brunson, right? Brunson has like a million moves, so
yes, he
he
does.
doesn't he's not super explosive. He has a decent first step, not a great one, but once he does get stopped on defense, he's able to shift and do all kind of different moves to get his shot
Yo,
off.
I think about that. Like, yo, he kind of that's like a little bit like Manu Ginobili, right? Like you get to the basket. I don't know if that's Manu Ginobili. Manu Ginobili has like a little Euro step. I think he
Yo,
almost broke out that. I think he started that Euro step more than anybody. But like, but that whole getting to the basket and then faking you and then making the defense gas and then he throws it up. Like I want to start doing like little things. Me personally, I want to start doing like I'm really starting to like Jalen Brunson's game.
yeah, he's somebody that you could follow. So Allen Houston in our era, Allen Houston, he had the jump shot, so
Yeah,
everybody tried to copy how he
yeah,
shot. You know what I'm
it's true.
saying? John Starks, people shot different when John Starks was there, driving to
True.
the bucket, that type of thing.
Right.
But Brunson, he's gonna breed a whole nother generation where like New York City guys are gonna be doing a lot of pivots and herky jerky
That
moves.
is cool. And I like yeah, Melo I had when I had Melo when Melo was here, he kind of influenced me to
The jab
like I
step.
used to be a fan of his jab steps. I'm
Yeah,
like, man, it always looks cool the way Melo jab steps somebody.
yeah.
Like actually, I might actually after this, I actually might want to watch some highlight clips of him jab stepping because it's a lot of fun
You
to
said you
do
want
that.
to play me one on one. That's what you said.
Play 101.
Yeah, you want to meet me outside and play some one on one. That's what you said.
We could, bro. But this heavy, I could shoot around with you. I
Yeah,
could shoot around with you. I don't think I could play anybody 1-on-1 right now.
yeah. Me either,
That's
man. I'm
that's
just
why I'm
talking
at the
shit.
gym. That's why I'm at the gym, brother.
Yeah, me too. So what are you
But
doing in
yeah,
the gym? What's your gym routine? What are you trying to accomplish in the gym
man,
when
I
you get
just I
there?
just basically I start off. I'm stretching, and then I hoop, and then I work out, and
What are you
before you
doing as
know
far
it,
as working out though?
3 or 4 hours have gone by.
What are you doing as far as working out besides hooping?
Oh,
Besides
abs,
stretching.
um, push-ups, uh, abs, push-ups. Gotta stretch a lot. Gotta start. I'm stretching a lot. What
So
else?
you mean to tell me you go to the YMCA? That YMCA is a really good one, and you go there and you stretch and you do push-ups?
No, 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 no. I do my abs. It's a lot of abs, not just regular. I mean, I hit all the abs machines.
Okay.
So okay, and then I do some chest. Well, let me check. Some chest machine.
What about your legs? You work on your legs at all?
Oh yeah, yeah. I did the squat machine. Yeah, I do some squats.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
that's my
yeah.
thing, 'cause I got a whole workout routine thing going that I'm doing. I'm doing it on Instagram. I've been trying to do YouTube stuff too, man. So my thing with that is like we talk shit about these players like RJ. We talking about him. He's unathletic. He don't got no moves and
Mm,
this and the other. But then look at you, you fat bastard. Now look at me.
right,
I'm fat too. So it's like, how
right.
can we talk shit from a place where we're not working out, where
True.
we're not in shape? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's my focus right now. Like I'm not doing no abs. In my opinion, right, doing abs is counterproductive because I'm just too heavy. You know what I'm saying? So I concentrate on my abs, not necessarily working on abs. So that's my philosophy. So let's say if I'm doing like a push up or something like that, I'm really squeezing my abs. If I'm doing a squat, I'm squeezing my abs together. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I'm just being very super conscious of keeping my abs tight. That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh,
Until I can get my stomach down where I can actually move, and then I can start, really working on the abs and stuff.
okay, okay,
That's my philosophy.
okay. Yeah, but it's so fun, man. When you play ball, man, I could be 5 hours go 3 or 4 hours go by quick.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago, though.
Yeah, yeah, but
Right
no,
now, 5 minutes is gonna be an eternity for you if you get out there and play basketball.
no, no. I go there and shoot around. Because I make those shoot around videos. yeah, 3 or 4 hours. I'm like, man, I do that 5 days a week. I'm like, I had so much fun. Like my week goes by quick.
Yeah,
The only thing that slows it down is these errands. I'm like, oh man, I gotta return this, I gotta do this, and I gotta do that.
yeah. Well, somebody like you, man, you got all the money, you got like all the 4 or 5 chains you be wearing and all kind of
Right,
hats you
right,
got and
right.
stuff,
Yeah,
all the
right.
equipment that you got and all this other stuff.
I'm work man. Sometimes it's funny because I have I've been wanting to do that too, but I don't got time. But that's another thing too that I've been wanting to do, like reviews.
Yeah,
Yo, because you look like ain't nobody is better at reviewing stuff more than us because we have to buy the equipment. So I'm like,
right.
man, why don't we just talk about like, hey, so that's my new thing. Like I can't wait to start working on it, but we love to we need equipment. We need to sound good on the mic. We need to make sure we buy the proper light. We need to buy a good camera. Oh, okay. And everything is trial and error. So why not have a channel um dedicated to the stuff you buy so that people be like, oh, thanks. Now you're gonna
Wanna
get the like button from me. Here you go.
you wanna be the
And
teacher. You wanna be a teacher.
that's what we do. I mean, that's what we do. I mean, we buy stuff. We wanna create. I mean, we wanna create fun. We wanna have fun. Oh my God, listen, man. Let me just if I can help somebody, here you go.
You see this with Push? I've been trying to tell you this for the longest time. Worry about the quality of the content first, because you can have all the equipment in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like this mic that I have here, I might have paid this mic with the cords and the fucking boom and everything. I might have paid
Mm.
$40 for the whole thing.
No
And
way.
then I have another mic that I think I might have spent $30 on it. But it's really about the stuff that's going on, your personality, and just talking about whatever you're talking about, rather
Mm.
than all the other stuff, the bells and whistles and stuff.
Mm.
You know.
I'm gonna work on that.
Well, speaking of which, man, let's check out the actual standings and stuff. So I mean, from talking about RJ, talking about Julius's defense, just everything else. The rest of our roster is also mid, also. So I was talking with the guys last night, man. And, we got into a big argument about RJ and stuff. But what I really wanted to talk about is like how like what where do you think that we are right now? Because right now we're 10th in the NBA. So I
Mhm.
mean, let's say like organically we could just play better.
Mhm.
If we play better, then we can get into like the 7-6 area, and
Okay.
started getting into this area. But if we
Play. I'm gonna
continue to
stick to playing. Playing is 6, 7, 8, right? Or
yeah,
7, 8.
but look where we are in the plane. The plane is from 7 to 10. So
Okay,
but
that's
look
it.
where we
That's
are.
what
We
I'm
are
saying.
we're in the
That's what
plane
I'm
right
saying.
now. But if we lose like 2 or 3 games, we will be out the playoffs. And if we continue that
That's
trend,
playing
we'll be
time.
like that. So where do you think we are? Do you think we are a playing team? Do you think we are out of the playoffs, or do you think
I
that we
think
can
we're in
do
the
something?
plans.
You think we're a playing team?
Yeah.
But is that enough for you though?
Or that's on Leon Rose. Leon Rose, the pressure's on Leon Rose.
But what do you want though? What do you want?
Um, Jalen Brunson's been playing good. What I want better play from RJ Barrett. I'm gonna start off with that. That's the most important. That's like one of the most critical areas that we need because like uh Jalen Brunson has improved this whole team a lot. And you know, when you add that plus three RJ Barrett's 3 for 18 and he's starting,
Right.
you know what I
I
mean?
don't think that's gonna change though. I don't think RJ Barrett is ever gonna shoot better. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, standing pat with RJ Barrett, hoping for him to do better. I think we're just gonna end up being, either where we are or probably less or probably worse than that. I think.
Mm.
That's what I'm asking. What like at this point, right? Like, would you just stay the same and just let the season play out, or would you try to make a trade to get better, or make a trade to start thinking about the draft?
I mean, I like to make a trade, possibly, depending what we can get. Evan Fournier, he hasn't played yet all season. Like he played only a few games. Maybe look to trade him. I think the shooting guard area is not bad, right? The shooting guard area spot,
Well, Grimes,
but
Grimes so far he hasn't had a breakout game yet. He's like averaging 8 points as a starter. You know,
mhm.
So I'm just thinking. In my opinion, I always want to win. So I
Right.
don't care about none of these guys. You know, I could trade quickly. I could trade Obi and stuff like that. So when I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking that of course Rose and Fournier definitely got to be in the mix. So when I look at the rest of the league as far as the standings and stuff, this is the
Mhm.
standings. I'm looking at Miami. I'm looking at Brooklyn and Toronto, Indiana. I'm thinking that we possibly can catch some of these teams. You know what I'm saying? Even like an Atlanta or Cleveland. I feel like that we could do something trade wise, you know, to catch them. Because not for nothing, we're 8 games behind the Boston, but we're only two, like let's say like one and a half games from Indiana right now. You know, one and a half games from Philly. You know, 2 games from Atlanta, basically. You know, 2.5 games.
Mhm. And there's trouble in Atlanta. What's going on with Trey Young?
I don't know. That's another team there too. Like they might actually trade him over there.
Mm. And keep Dejounte Murray.
Yeah. So to me, I thought that I always thought that was a big problem. They already got a point guard. Why would you sign another point guard? You know,
Mm.
because as a coach, the coach is always going to have their favorites. So so right now, Nate McMillan likes Dejounte Murray. I mean, what's the kid's name on Atlanta?
Trey Young.
Trey, not Trey, on the other kid.
Dejounte Murray. I'm sorry, I lost track. I was reading the comments.
The point guard. Where's his name? Yeah, DeJounte Murray. Yeah, I mean, I think he likes DeJounte Murray better than Trey Young. So
Mhm.
like the writings on the wall for them to possibly make a trade. So that could change the landscape of the NBA too. You know, trading Trey Young away from Atlanta and possibly getting like another player over here in Atlanta. That could change the landscape of things too, depending on what they want to do.
You think they might trade Dejounte? You think they might trade Trey Young and John Collins? Because he's
Possibly. You know,
trade
John
value
Collins
for
has
them.
been on the trading block for the longest time.
They'll probably trade both of them.
Yeah, but those are two really good players there. Do you think the Knicks have any? Well, I mean, we already got a guy Brunson, so we definitely not
Yeah,
going to
we
be in the
good
Trey
with
Young
that.
sweepstakes. But say like a John Collins, do you think we could trade John Collins
Probably not.
for like for say
We got
like for
two
like a
power
Julius or something
forwards.
like
We
that?
got two power forwards beefing. Now, Julius Randle Obi, that's enough. That's enough to drive everybody crazy enough as it is.
But would
I
you
don't think
trade Collins for Julius?
to have Collins and Obi.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't.
So what's your thought process on the team, man? How do you think that we can get better?
Uh,
Because I mean, I think we got RJ and Julius. They basically do the same thing. So we definitely need to get like we need to break it up some kind of way. I think if we're gonna do it, and if we don't break it up, then we need to
maybe
compound some of
trade
the other
quickly.
guys to get another player. What'd you
Mhm.
say?
Maybe trade quickly. Quickly was mentioned in trade talks. I don't know. Like that's a tough one. But how do you make this team better?
That's what I'm asking. How do we make it better? You got a team like the Washington Wizards. Some of the guys were saying to push, to play some Porzingis, highlights and stuff. But if you look at their squad, they got Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal don't want to leave for some reason. They got Will Barton over there. They got Porzingis, like I said. They got Roy Hachimura over there. That's pretty good for them. They're like kind of like treading water. Chris Burke and say Kuzma, basically the same kind of player. Delonte Wright. They kind of tread in water, but they're a team that's not trying to trade or not trying to get better at all either. They're like a purgatory team.
That's what I think. I think to answer your question better, I think we just have to wait it out. I think let's wait to the trade deadline. I think to answer your question best, it's gonna have to wait till January. Just we still need to keep looking. Like I would I'll open my eyes and look around, but it's
But where are we looking at though?
we're so mid that it's kind of hard to make a trade or not to make a trade. It's like
So I mean, look at the different teams here. Look at the different teams here, and then think about some of the players here that you think that could possibly we can do something. Another team, Chicago Bulls, they're 9-14. They shouldn't be 9-14. They probably should be 14-9. But they're not playing well, and they got several players on their roster that would make us better. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Zach Levine. What do you think about Zach Levine coming to the Knicks?
Oh, that's a hot topic. Zach Levine, nice.
The problem with Zach Levine though is he makes 30, I think 38 million this year, and then by the end of his contract, I think he makes like 48 or something like that, possibly more than that. That's a lot of money for a guy that's going to be end up being 36 years old by the time the contract is over.
He's gonna be 36.
Yeah,
How
when
long
his
is his
contract is over,
contract? How old is he now?
he's on 20, well, 27.
Okay, cool. How many years is on his contract? 8?
Six. I think, well, 5 years. He got 5 more years, but by the end of that contract, he'll be literally like 36 years old. Oh, excuse me, like 33 years
Zach
old.
Levine to New York will be exciting.
Yeah, I think so too. But the thing with the Knicks, man, we need a number one guy. Zach Levine, he averaged 25, 27 points one year. He's definitely he can create his own shot. So if we have somebody that can at least create their own shot, or at least
I,
if when the fourth quarter comes that he can get the ball and do something.
I'm taking. If the Bulls are trading Zach Levine, I'm taking that phone call. Like, who you want?
So I mean, talk about that. Who would you give up? Who would you give up for that? Are you going to try to give up the picks and stuff, or are you going to try to get rid of a player?
I mean, some of the quicklies, the young, the guys that need minutes that are not getting minutes,
Right.
right? The guys that want minutes. Listen, you want minutes? Maybe go to the Bulls.
Well, it's definitely going to take a bunch of guys because he makes a lot of money. So it's definitely going to take. If you're going to bring quickly, it's got to be Obi, got to be attached to that. Fournier and Rose definitely got to be attached to that. Then the draft picks definitely have to be attached to it also.
Right. Well, let's just start off with that. All being quickly and draft picks.
Well, it's definitely got to be
Oh, and
more.
Fournier. So,
Yeah, say Fournier and Rose just for the nostalgic purposes to bring him back to Chicago.
okay.
Talking
Yeah.
about a lot of homecoming stuff too. Zach going to home to LA, but also DeRozan is from LA too. So there's some talk with DeRozan going to the Lakers.
Oh, Derek. So hold up. Derek Rose, Evan Fournier, Emmanuel Quickly, and Obi and picks.
Yeah, you think that's enough to get Zach?
I don't know, but I will do it.
It's just weird because I mean a team like Chicago, they have a lot of money tied up in their big players, man. So they're definitely going to be if they trade, they're definitely probably going to be looking to blow that thing up to Kingdom Come, man. Because I mean they already got, let's say they got Zach, they got Vucevic, he makes decent bread, and DeRozan. Those are the big money taking players. So if they get rid of one, all of them are gone. All of them going to get out of here.
The thing is, like I'm hearing I'm hearing what's going on with the Lakers and the Bulls. Like there's a huge trade conversation there too.
Well, Anthony Davis is kicking ass now, man. So I don't know if
You
they're
know,
gonna get rid of him.
you know how he lasts. You know he only lasts 35 games.
Yeah,
Still mad how he did me in that NBA fantasy league. I'm still mad.
yeah. He's definitely injury prone. Well, I'm looking at some other teams too. I don't, Charlotte's not is Charlotte is hurt. What's the name? Somebody just mentioned that Beal is hurt as well in the chat. Beal is hurt. The Nets, of course, Kyrie Irving. Say like a team like Atlanta, maybe Atlanta would trade for Kyrie. You know what I'm saying, for Trey Young. Something like that. If that was to happen, that would change a lot of stuff too.
Well, Trey Young is a phenomenal player. You could get a lot for Trey Young. That's 5 first-round picks off the gate
Yeah.
just to pick up the phone call.
What do you think about Kyrie for Trey though?
Never.
Never. why? Why you
Yo,
say
he's
never?
32. He's 33, and
Oh, Kyrie?
he looks like he might be out the league soon.
Oh, Kyrie?
Yeah.
Kyrie got to be like 26 or something like that, man. You see, Kyrie. Kyrie's 30. Holy shit! So he is getting up there in age.
Well, and it's not the age thing. It's about how he operates. Like he's been gone for half the season, or he's always like there's something always going on with him.
Yeah, I'm more concerned with
Like the
all.
Brooklyn Nets didn't even want to resign him.
Right. They were like kind of forced to.
Yeah,
So somebody said that this is Castillo, Mr. Greg Castillo. He says that Levine is an athletic Fournier.
don't do it.
I think that's a stretch. I think that's a
But
stretch.
this team is so hard. It's hard to make up. It's hard to make this team win right now, right? If you try to make a trade, you're sort of like, let me just wait it out a little bit more. Let me wait it out a little bit more.
Well, I mean, the trade deadline is coming, so it's only a foregone conclusion that the trade deadline is going to be here eventually, unless you die tomorrow. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Then the trade deadline ain't going to come. But I mean, the trade deadline is coming. So this is we was looking at the East. So these are the other teams in the West. Teams like Sacramento are now good now. Memphis is permanently good now. The Clippers, you got the Blazers are good again. Quite a few teams here. So I mean, but down here when you get into Minnesota, Minnesota's kind of underachieving. They got some guys that are not happy. OKC, I don't think they're ever going to make a trade. OKC, they're probably going to keep SGA. The Rockets, they're building young. San Antonio, they're kind of doing the same thing, building young. So there's not really too many options for the Knicks to do as far as trade is concerned. You know. But I mean, if I'm going to improve the team, that's what I'm looking at. Because to me personally, I'm tired of looking at the players.
Mm.
I'm tired of looking at this group. I feel like this group,
I,
what we're doing, is never going to work to me.
I feel like I need to be a little bit more tired before I start making a move because it's so. I don't know how things can go if I bring a Zach Levine. Is he gonna get the ball? Who's gonna get touches?
So I mean, are you more concerned with touches, or are you more concerned with the team getting better?
I mean,
Because there's a
like Zach.
difference. To me, there's
I
a
like
difference.
I like Zach Levine, but I don't know, man. Some things need to change. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it's RJ. Maybe it's him. Maybe he picks it up. I don't know.
So
I feel
let's
like
talk
that's
about touches. Let's say if we got Zach Levine straight up, just for all of our trash, we got Zach Levine.
yeah.
So now we got
He's
Zach
gonna get his
Levine.
touches. Nah, he's gonna get his shots.
Okay, listen. We got Zach Levine, we got Julius, we got Brunson, we got RJ, and we got Mitch. That's the starting lineup, right? So if you're talking about touches, guys are not guys that are getting touches now are not going to get touches if Zach Levine gets here. RJ becomes more of like a situational kind of guy now, in in that regard. So I mean, the game changes once you get a player like that in here. The game changes for you. So all of a sudden, Zach Levine is not going to become, like Quentin Grimes. You know what I'm saying? He's still going to be Zach Levine. So you're going to have to work in their skill set into your team. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I need more time with that one.
You need more time with that one. Jesus
No, no, I
Christ!
agree with you. I don't disagree
I'm
with
saying, I'm
you.
saying, listen. If they say like the trade deadline
No,
is in February, right? So we talking about it's like December, now December, January, February. You got 2 months.
the thing is like I don't. What do you feel about the NBA draft?
The NBA draft. I don't want to talk about the NBA draft.
Yeah, me either. Me either. And I don't. And you know me. If you know me, I don't talk about the NBA draft. But supposedly we got 2 first round picks. The
No, we
draft's a
definitely
little
got two
bit.
first rounds. Yep.
Yeah, we got 2 first round picks. I'm trying to
So
figure out.
you want to? Are you looking at the draft right now?
No, I haven't looked at it, but the thought has crossed my mind of here's my question. Can we add can we trade the players from our young core to move up in that draft? Is what I'm trying to say.
Holy shit, man! So the reason why I'm saying holy shit is because the trade deadline is 2 months from now, but the draft, the draft is like in June. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about December, January, February, March, April, May, June, 6 months from now. You know what I'm saying? So are you more prepared for the draft or the trade deadline?
What my question to you is what do you think the team is ready for? Because it's hard to tell.
Well, me right now, to me, it's not is cut and dry to me. Julius Randle, and RJ are not working together. I think Brunson right now, what he's doing, I like what we're getting from him. So for me, I need a shakeup. I need a shakeup.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We got money tied into our players, whatever. To me, waiting. for guys to figure it out, to learn how to play defense or learn how to score. I feel like that's done for me. So at this point, I would want to make a trade to break it up. You know what I'm saying? And then
And how you go about it? Okay, cool, cool. Because I don't mind breaking it up either.
right.
How are we gonna go about breaking it up? Go ahead, because that's the tough one. Who to trade? Who to trade for? What that's that's the tough part because I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what's gonna make the improvement?
We have to change the way that we're going about the game. We have to make a decision on how we want to play basketball. So like if Tom Thibodeau wants to play a certain way, then we have to tweak the team in order to get him
And
the
play.
proper balance that he needs to go ahead. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
He drew a line in the sand by with this rotation. You know what I'm saying? So by him drawing a line in the sand, that should paint the picture of how he wants to run the team. He wants to have like a smash mouth kind of team. He wants to play defense. He wants guys to grind it out, that type of thing.
They could
But
rebound and and shoot at a high percentage on the 3 point.
right. So then there you go. We need to get somebody. We need to get more help on rebounding, and we need to get more help on the perimeter. So that's what I'm thinking about with the team. To me, I think the draft is gonna play itself out because we can't control what Dallas is doing right now. Dallas is I had it on the screen here. I got it on the screen now. This is Tankathon. According to Tankathon, Dallas is the 14th pick right now. So that's our pick. The 14th pick will be our pick. New York right now is tied for eighth, so we're basically 12. We're basically like the 10th pick. Right now, if the season ended right now. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, even though the draft is coming, I feel like we still need to clean up the roster before the draft.
I don't disagree. I am I who's the first person you're trading? I That's what I want to go with. Like, who's the first person you're looking to trade?
I mean, in a perfect world, man, for me, it would be RJ. RJ would have to go. RJ with Fournier and Rose and possibly Hartenstein. I'm not a fan of Mitch either. So I mean, any mix of those guys, preferably at least two of those guys need to get out of here. You
You
know,
know what? Through these, I'm gonna say it like this: through these 20 games, I agree. I think what's blurring my vision right now is, can RJ get better? Okay, how RJ's about to get better. RJ's gonna about to get better, and I'm like, I don't know if I have the patience for for these RJ Barrett developing years the way he's developing or the way or who he is. Like,
right?
that's my thing. Like, I'm so like, I'm trying to think like, yo, man, let me. That's why I said earlier, I need to wait from here to the trade deadline because RJ Barrett might pick it up. Where I'm thinking about, maybe we should trade him or maybe not. But the way it's looking right, if I had to right now today, which you are putting the pressure, like, Ralph, what are you doing today through these 21 games? Possibly RJ Barrett might be the first to go. I agree.
So
And
as
and
far
and if it helps, I mean, I like the way Cam Reddish has played. But if to help that deal, like Cam Reddish and RJ, if it has to go, it might have to go. Like, it might be that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different scenarios, man. So I mean, my thing is like, who cares, man? Just just like we could talk about one scenario and then we could talk about the next one. Like whatever you say is not defined. It's not like, oh, I said that and I got to stick with it. Like you
Right.
can also think about something else too at the same time. You can have two different things, and then we can talk about that.
But at the end of the day, we're evaluating through these 21 games. That's what we're doing. We're evaluating through these 21 games.
Right,
What should we do through these 21 games that was given to me? RJ has to be the first to go. Mitch might be second too. Not
right.
because and look, I like Mitch. I like Mitch. There's nothing really wrong with Mitch. But if it helps me land a superstar along with Cam Reddish and the RJ Barrett, like, look, Cam Reddish is phenomenal. I don't want to trade Cam Reddish. But if it helps move RJ so that we can land a superstar then I'll do it. I consider it today. If this is who he is, from what he's given me through these 21 games, like I'm like, listen, man, yeah, I want to take RJ. You know, how can Leon
Well,
Rose not entertain that?
well, check this out. Do you think this? Do you think RJ is his ceiling? Do you think he can get better from where he is right now?
I think he can get better, and that's why I hesitated on the idea of considering trading him. But we're not doing that. We're trading him. We're talking about right now, today. We're not talking about tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But
Right.
today, RJ can go. RJ can absolutely go. And I hate
Right.
to say, I met him in person. Cool dude, likable person, likable player. But the way he's played, like you you could get somebody that can help this team win. Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle win games. You know,
Wacko wants to be funny. He's saying that we can't trade RJ till July. We could trade him before that. It just will make it complicated if we tried to do that. But trading RJ most likely is going to be something that we will probably do in the offseason. But like I said, you know, we're just speaking. We're just speaking. Just in general, just trying to have a conversation about things because there would be no conversation if we just sat here and said, yeah, the Knicks are not playing good. All right, so what are we gonna play? What is the next game? Oh, I don't know if they're gonna beat them the next game. We can't, we're
yeah.
just here to talk about whatever.
We're talking
So
about these
so
21 games. Through these 21 games, RJ can go for sure.
but for
Like,
me, I'm not looking at 21 games. I'm looking at 4 seasons. Four
okay.
seasons of watching this guy play and watching how he's been playing. He has a certain style of play that he plays with. You know what I'm saying? So we have to figure out whether or not that's gonna work. But between him and Julius, like they both to me, to just watch them, not just these 21 games, throughout the course of them being together for 4 years. Because both they actually been playing together for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So we
For
know how
sure.
they play together.
Hmm.
It's not nothing's going to change. Like all of a sudden, Julius Randle's not going to start deferring to RJ. That's not going to happen. It eventually will happen. Maybe by the time Julius is 32. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But then now we're talking about 5 years down the line. But
Hmm.
waiting. The only thing that's going to
Yeah.
happen is we're going to get older.
The thing is, I compared him to Jalen Brown. I thought he was going to be another Jalen Brown, but Jalen Brown is tough and he's also athletic. And RJ Barrett's tough, but he's not athletic, and
Right?
he's getting cooked by stars. Stars are coming after him.
Not just stars. He's getting cooked by anybody. He getting cooked by regular people. You know,
Yeah. Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Shea Gilgis,
Grant.
or Grant.
He had 40 points on him, but people will say that the other people were guarding him. RJ's still on the team. RJ's the best defender. He was out there guarding those guys. You know, but aside from RJ, right, just the rest of the team. What can we do to help RJ? So because my man here said that made the point that we can't necessarily trade RJ for now. Okay, so listen, RJ's here, right? So what can we do to help RJ? Is there something that we can do to get on the roster to help RJ out?
I think he is helping him. Cam Reddish.
Well, right now Cam Reddish is not
Look,
in the rotation.
Cam Reddish was helping him through the first 20 games. He should be. RJ Barrett should be taking less minutes.
Right.
I don't know if I said I might have said it to you a couple of times, but I should have said more often. I'm like, yo, bro, like RJ's minutes sometimes it looks like it should be reduced.
Yeah.
Less minutes.
I think that's key too, man. I mean, between Julius and Brunson, and then just after those two guys, the rest of the guys should just be kind of like getting in where they fit in.
Hmm.
You know, because I don't see the difference between letting RJ shoot all these shots compared to, let's say, letting Quentin Grimes, telling Quentin Grimes shoot more, or telling somebody else to shoot more.
Quick question. And we see Laurie Markkinen. He's playing small forward, right? At Utah. He's a 7-footer. He can shoot the three. He can shoot. He has high offense. What
Mhm.
about Brandon Ingram?
I mean, Brandon Ingram. I would take Brandon Ingram today. No problem. You
You
know,
think Cam Reddish and RJ can get them both? Can get them?
I would trade RJ because when it comes to that, they have Zion. So if Zion said that I want to play with RJ or something like that, or if
And
he wants to
Cam?
play with RJ and Cam, that I would do that. I would definitely take Brandon Ingram for however we can get him.
Mhm.
And that's ironic too, man, because this guy Brandon Ingram was playing with Julius too in the Lakers.
Lakers. It looks like they might be back. That'll be. I mean, I don't know if that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle as your forwards. And, he can't defend nobody like that. He's all right defensively, but he can shoot. We all know Brandon Ingram can shoot.
Right. Well, Bayside brings up the point. The Pelicans are playing better. I was trying to get to that point too, with just the on the West Coast there. These guys are playing better. They're just a different type of team now. The Pelicans are second in the West. It's a new
No
day.
way.
Sacramento's fifth in the West. It's a whole new day, man. All these teams that used to be bad, they're starting to come up the ladder now, fighting for position now. You know. So that's what I'm saying. I'm tired. I'm tired of waiting. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of waiting for guys to play while other
No,
teams like Sacramento and the Pelicans, they just making
like
moves.
like everybody, we had, bro. Like, we went 17-65. We wanted to get a superstar, and now we're talking about trading the number 3 pick
Right.
that we got from winning 17-65. That player that we supposed to get, he's supposed to be. Can you imagine Julius Randle with a Jason Tatum type, or Obi Toppin with a Jason Tatum type, or Joel Embiid like
Well,
that? You imagine that kind of player you draft number 3 is supposed to,
uplift the team.
yeah, big time.
Yeah. So I
Or
mean,
Luka
well,
Doncic. What if you put Luka Doncic as your number 3 pick in this team? That's easily 45 wins and better. But like, I don't know, man. Evan Mobley. What if we would have drafted Evan Mobley? We would have. This is a 45. This would have been a 45 win team.
yeah. So I mean, that's the whole thing with this Knicks roundup stuff, man. We just going through the schedule and stuff, trying to figure out how we can get better. Because I mean, like let's take a look. Because I wanted to talk about the G League games too, man. But we're kind of like stuck on this stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, just let's look at Atlanta. We play in Atlanta. We play Charlotte. We play the Kings and we play the Bulls. Those are the next 4 games. We can literally lose all 4, or we can win all 4, or more than likely we're probably going to split them. What do you think about the next 4 games?
Split. That's a
Split down the
safe
middle,
bet.
right?
Maybe we go 3-1. Hopefully we get to 500. We need to get to 500 basketball.
Yeah. I think we can beat Charlotte. I think we might end up beating Atlanta in a revenge game because they seem to be having problems over there. I
Mhm.
could see us beating Charlotte, but Sacramento is a different team. I could see them beating us, and I could see Chicago Bulls, just because they have better players than us. I could see them beating us too if they're healthy and guys are playing that day. Yeah, I could see us losing that game. You know.
Maybe.
But we can make an argument for any of those games. I could see Atlanta. I could see us losing to Atlanta. I could see Charlotte beating us, and I could see us beating Sacramento. Any which way. I could see any
I got
scenario.
3-1 this week. Well,
Three
let's
one.
see. 3-1.
Who's the wins?
Knicks win 3.
Which ones though?
Oh, easy. I'm going Hawks and Hornets, and
Hawks, Hornets.
either Bulls or Sacramento.
Okay, I can deal with that. Yeah, I can deal with that.
Yeah, if RJ's not going to play like a star, I'm sorry, man. Just you could try to you can't dance around it no more with this team. You can try to trade Emmanuel quickly. It doesn't change much. You can try to trade Julius Randle. I don't feel like it's going to change much. But like that when that I feel like the cloud, RJ right now is just, I don't know, man.
He's clouding the whole argument, RJ.
Yeah.
say like somebody like State. We was cracking on State last night. So we
Oh
did
man,
a
I gotta watch that. I missed. I got it saved, but I didn't watch it yet.
well, it's 3 hours, man. So get prepare for that shit, man. So I mean,
Okay.
in the middle of the pod, we got into like a we were just basically clowning, not clowning, but we got into a big RG debate and whatever. But State, his thing is that he's never gonna trade RJ. RJ is gonna be this, that, and the other. But like the same thing like I'm trying to get out of you is how do we get better though? Okay, I understand that you like RJ so much, right? That's not you, but I'm saying somebody would say that I like RJ a lot. I would never trade RJ. Okay, cool. So we're never gonna trade RJ. That's fine. But so how do we get better? Are we still just gonna keep waiting for RJ to become like Big Dog Robinson or something like that, or become Carmelo? He's not gonna become Carmelo. He's not going to become Durant. So a lot of people that think that he's going to be good, they still don't think that he's going to be elite. So what are we talking about? What I'm saying? That means that we need to make the roster better because even if RJ's at his best, he's still not elite.
I
You
read
know?
it somewhere in the comments that RJ Barrett is a power forward. That's actually one of the most interesting tweets. I mean, comments that I've seen here so far.
Yeah,
I
I'm with
had to
that.
adjust. I'm like, yo, he looks like a power forward now. Like he probably be a decent power forward the way he's looking, because he can't guard no guards. He, I think he kind of struggles with power forwards too. I mean, small forwards too. Maybe he's a power forward now.
Yeah, but I think that too. If he's I was saying that also. If he's a power forward, then we need to get rid of Julius. But when we get rid of Julius, we have to put RJ at the power forward, and then that means we have a hole at small forward. Is Cam Reddish going to be that small forward? You know, is Cam Reddish ever going to start shooting? Is he ever going to look at the basket? Because if we lose Julius, Julius is 20 something points per game, so we have to replace that.
Mm-hmm.
So now that that's been said, like let's say if we do trade Julius and RJ is now the power forward, and let's say Cam Reddish is still here, right? So then how did we replace the 20 points that we got from Julius? You know,
I don't know.
because
I
now
don't
now
know.
with now like at that point, let's say if we trade Julius, now do we take a step back and just wait for the draft? Now we just like chop it
Mm,
down and just wait for the draft, and
that
then
that's like a state conversation.
so, yeah, man.
No,
It's
I mean, I really know, to answer your questions, how to make this team better. Leon Rose probably, that's why Leon Rose wanted to move RJ. They probably had this conversation all summer, right?
yeah.
You think it's possible? Like, yo, they probably were thinking, like, yo, man, the only way to get better is if we trade RJ. And we're
Well,
just understanding that now.
Well, I think the conflict with the Knicks is that they felt like they were giving up too much. They were giving up too much of the roster. But hindsight is 2020 now, man. So I mean, let's say if the deal included Quentin Grimes and RJ and maybe somebody else, say Obi and quickly. Let's say it was all those guys for Donovan Mitchell. We have a replacement for every player that I mentioned. So we still would have been good. Like if we traded RJ, we got Cam. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If we traded quickly, we got Grimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If we traded, let's say like what's the name? Not Grimes, Deuce. But if we traded Grimes, then we got Fournier still.
Mm-hmm.
We have a replacement for everybody that we would have traded.
Mm-hmm.
So this night, not hindsight is 2020, but now looking at it, it's like, yo, we should have just did it. We probably should have just did that
Get
trade
the
where
star,
however it
right?
was.
Get the star.
Yeah, get him here because that sets the table now. Now you have your star. Right now, Donovan Mitchell's averaging 30 points per game right now. You can't deny that. He averages 30 points a game. So now while he's here, now you have to build with him. And between him and Brunson, I think we would have had the best offensive backcourt in the NBA. You
Mm.
know?
And right now, man, Jalen Brunson is doing so much for this team. And you have to wonder, how long can he keep this up?
Yeah. And then he's taking a beating every night too, man. He's getting smacked around, slammed on the
Mm-hmm.
floor, hit in the
Yep.
face a lot.
Yeah. Sometimes he leaves the first quarter. Like, I gotta leave the first quarter. I gotta. It looks like he gotta attend to like an injury or something, and then he
Yeah.
comes back.
He split his tape on his ankle that one game. He had to go get his ankle retaped.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's how crazy he's playing that a heavily taped NBA ankle, the tape gets popped to that degree where he got to go retape it, and he just started the game. That's how hard he's playing. It's crazy. So before we get out of here, man, let's take a look at the G League, man. The G
Okay.
League we send a bunch of guys down there, and then everybody had good games. Jericho Sims had 19 and 16. They keep showing his highlights with all his dunks and stuff. McBride had 20 with 12 assists. You know, what's another guy? Those are the two really main guys. But then also Svi, McCullough, whatever his name is, I can never pronounce his
McCallum,
name.
right?
McCullough, right? He had 35 points, man.
Oh snap! Did he play minutes? I think he played minutes in the Mavericks game, right?
Yeah, towards the end. Yep.
Yeah,
Well, no, well, yeah. Well, and then also he played. Did he play with Cleveland too a little bit? I'm not sure if he played in Cleveland,
I'm
but
watching it now. So that's a finish. I'm gonna rewatch that game. I'm watching as we speak.
so I mean, what's up with these guys here? Because this guy McBride has been getting some minutes now. Jericho
Yeah.
Sims had his little cup of tea, but now I'm looking at this guy's fee. He had 11 rebounds. He also had 7 steals. 35 points,
He had 7 steals.
7 steals. He has 7 steals. He and like he's known for his shooting, right? But he had a
Yeah,
couple alley oops. Driving. He has like several. He has moves and stuff. He has like a Dirk Nowitzki kind of like fadeaway that he does. So how good is that guy? Like when are we gonna see if he has something for us?
whose minutes is he gonna take?
That's the thing.
We beef for you again, bro. This is gonna be, and I don't. I feel like we already made it about RJ, and it's about to get made. The more we talk, it's gonna be all about RJ.
Yeah,
It's
it
gonna
always
be
comes back to
bigger
RJ.
and bigger, and I don't mind, bro. But I'm just letting you know, like if you're looking for outside shooting, basically V should get minutes. You're saying, okay, I agree. I agree with you. The way RJ Barrett has played through these 21 games, V should get minutes. Over RJ Barrett shouldn't be playing averaging 30 minutes. I agree with you. If you want to say that, I agree with you.
But also too, like you said, the 7 steals that jumps out at me too because because the knock on him is he don't play defense, but he got 7 steals in the G League. I know it's the G League, but 7 steals are 7 steals though.
They probably got the same athleticism. I don't know.
Yeah,
Him and RJ probably got the same athleticism.
yeah. It's another argument.
That,
Well,
that RJ Barrett athleticism is something. It's something to like, man. Like, you
yeah, it's
sure
crazy.
you sure Tibbs he can guard these kind of players? Like, all right,
So
man.
so let's say if we traded Julius, right? Just I'll leave it like this.
Okay,
Let's
go
say if we
ahead.
traded Julius, right? And then now we have an opening and Svi takes that spot. Could you imagine the RJ and Svi all of a sudden Svi becomes
No,
the guy that we
I will
needed?
move RJ to the power forward. Let's V take some more forward. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Regardless whatever.
those
But
20
imagine
games
him.
got me scarred, man. You don't even understand. Like, I was.
Yeah. But I'm saying, wouldn't it be funny if Svi got minutes all of a sudden and became the guy that we've been looking for this whole time?
Oh,
That
he'll
would
be a
just be
good shooter,
ridiculous.
but I would think Tibbs would want. He's looking for a Jimmy Butler type, right? That's what I'm thinking. I
Oh,
would think that he's thinking either drafting or trading for Jimmy Butler because RJ Barrett was supposed to be Jimmy Butler, and he's looking far from it at the moment through these
yeah.
21 games.
You go punch. Yeah. I was talking about starting Obi at small forward too, just because RJ wasn't shooting well, and Obi Toppin's our best 3-point shooter. You know.
It's almost looking crazy. Like whoever compared RJ Barrett to Jimmy Butler is like, you gotta be. It's probably like I could hear Jimmy Butler like, "Don't you ever compare me to him?" Like
Yeah, it's
it's
weird,
on
man.
that level.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man. Well, we chopped it up a lot, man. You know what I'm saying. I love to stress you out because as soon as I start stretching you out, I see you get back and you're like, oh man, this guy he was fucking with me or whatever.
Nah, but I mean, but there's some. I mean, there's some things that you make good points. But that's the big hot topic. Like I hate to say because we all know that people don't love the RJ Barrett conversation, the RJ Barrett stuff. But all these questions is gonna go directly to RJ.
Yep.
It's gonna go directly to RJ, and I gotta let everybody know. Listen, this is gonna go straight to RJ. Like, you want to trade somebody? Who's the first to trade? Why not RJ? Why not through these 21 games? Why wouldn't you trade RJ Barrett? And I have to constantly improve those kind of conversations because nobody wants to trade RJ Barrett. A lot of people don't.
Yeah, like Nick Yak, he said we're only 2 games behind the Hawks. I did make that point. We're only 2 games behind the Hawks. That's true. So we can go on like a streak, kind of, and then all of a sudden we'll be where the Hawks are. You
That
know what I'm
still
saying?
doesn't help RJ Barrett. I'm still,
Yeah, it's
you
still
know,
skeptical. The whole thing is still a big.
that his defense can't. Here's no question. What through these 21 games, why would I trust RJ Barrett in the playoffs? Can you imagine him in the playoffs? I will go if I was another team, I'm going straight at him through these 21 games. Through these
But after
21 games,
you said
yo,
after these
man, I'm
21
going
games,
at him.
if you're talking about 21 games, then we ain't making the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? The way
No,
that
but
we've
let's
been
just say
playing.
a play. Let's just say we make the play-ins by the end of the. But yo, I would think opposing teams, yo, you know what's the game plan? Go
Barbecue
straight at
chicken.
RJ. That's what Jeremy Grant did. Jeremy Grant did. They went straight. Julius Randle's defense too. Like I gotta get at Julius Randle's defense. Like he
Yeah.
always has the worst plus and minuses. And I look, I'm like, man, this guy went um five for 11. Why is his plus minus so bad? And there's always those defensive plays, how those efforts. I'm like, so I gotta mention that too. But sometimes I look at RJ, I'm like, man, it looks like the coach was happy to game plan against RJ. Like, yo, just go straight at RJ. Don't worry about that.
It's easy. That game you're talking about Portland, man. It wasn't just Grant. It was the other two dude too, Simmons. They were just playing games. It was like whoever has RJ on them, go at him.
Mm.
That's what they did to us that game. That's embarrassing. So and that's also like a big problem. But that's gonna be my man earlier, like I said, somebody brought it up saying that we can't trade RJ till July. But we can't trade him till July, but he's still the primary focus on how we're gonna get better at all as a franchise.
You
He's the
know,
center of it all.
right? Here's my question. Now, okay, fine. We went to the. I felt like I went to the extreme. I done gave you all my RJ Barrett trade talks through these 21 games, from what he's given us through these 21 games. Now, here's another conversation. Why not bench him? Like the way Miami does with Tyler Hero. Why can't he come off the bench like Tyler Hero?
Well, not only Tyler Hero, they got the other dude too, Duncan. Duncan is coming off the bench too.
Duncan Robinson too. Okay, so maybe it's just a better idea if he just comes off the bench. Like
Yeah,
he's gonna have to. Tyler Hero is getting a bigger contract. Let me explain to this to you. Jordan Poole, bigger contract than RJ, comes off the bench. Tyler Hero comes off the bench and has a bigger contract than RJ Barrett, right?
right,
Why can't RJ Barrett come off the bench and he has a less contract than those two?
right. I would at this point I would have RJ come off the bench, but if I had RJ come off the bench, then Cam would have to start.
And I
But
don't want to. First of all, and I gotta give credit to Uncle Fulio. I gotta give a lot of credit to Uncle Fulio. Uncle Fulio is one of the first people that I know was talking RJ Barrett to the bench. So I'm not gonna act like this is my idea.
well,
Like I originated it. Okay,
you're
like,
gonna love the pod from last night because we were talking about that all last night.
oh, okay. So I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah,
So
definitely
shout out
watch
to
that.
Uncle Fulio, and I'm gonna possibly use that about Twitter, whatever.
Right,
But why not this year? Year 4? Year 4 RJ Barrett right now through these 21 games, come off the bench.
right,
Come off the bench. Jordan Poole makes more money than you, comes off the bench. Tyler Hero makes more money than you, and he comes off the bench. Why shouldn't RJ Barrett come off the bench? He's not the best defensive player, is he? I don't think
Check
so.
this out. If RJ, you see how they send in our young guys to the G League and stuff. Is RJ dropping 35 points in the G League?
I don't know what he's doing. Ugh. I'm having RJ Barrett come off the bench, play 24 minutes. I'm giving RJ Barrett the Cam Reddish treatment, and I'm starting Cam Reddish.
That's what I would do too. But the line
You know,
is this line in the sand's been drawn already. This
can,
guy, Tom Thibodeau, doesn't want to do that.
can you imagine? Can you imagine what Tom Thibodeau's really thinking? He's like, man, Tom Thibodeau must be like, man, I wish I could have Cam Reddish right now and start over RJ. He has to be
But he has
thinking.
the option though. He chose
He
to give
has
him a DMP.
That has to be like, he probably, there's a lot of Eagles, the RJ Barrett Eagles real. So
I don't know.
you know how that goes. Like, okay, well, listen, we drafted him number 3, you know,
Yeah, man.
I'm sure if Tibbs wants to win, and if you want to win, do you start RJ or do you start Cam?
I don't know, man. This guy Tom Thibodeau said that he's benching Cam. DMP. That's what he said.
That's because of RJ Barrett and his minutes.
Yeah. All right, man. So we got 3 games before next Tuesday, right? So when we come on next Tuesday, we'll have 3 games to talk about.
All right,
So, we got Atlanta, Charlotte, and Sacramento. If we're gonna make any ground or whatever decision we decide to make, it's really imperative for us to win
two
as
out of
much
three.
games as possible.
Yeah, 2 out of 3. I
I'm
think
hoping
I
two out
have
of
two
three.
out of three.
I'm hoping 2 out of 3. I would like to see how we compete against Sacramento. Charlotte is shorthanded, and Atlanta is kind of like fighting right now. So I want that Atlanta win
Hmm.
from revenge, and I want that Charlotte win because I just don't like to lose to Charlotte. And
Hmm.
plus, Uncle Fully and all of these guys are going to be at the game, so you
Yo,
definitely want them to
man,
win.
I don't got the. If I could, I'll try. I don't think I could.
No, they're playing in Charlotte though.
Nah, no, I was thinking about going to Charlotte.
You're gonna go to fucking Charlotte.
Yeah, I was thinking about going there. Like
You
going
want
there for like one game and then just, like stay maybe, and then what's it called? Like that's how you learn how to travel. That's how bro. How you think I'm doing this YouTube thing? You think I'm learning how to do YouTube? The reason I'm learning how to do YouTube is because of the Knicks. The only reason I do things is like, okay, it's Knicks related. Oh, okay, I'll do it. So for me, I'm like, oh, shit, I've never been to Charlotte, but I'll never go to Charlotte because I'll never have a reason. Or unless it's a Knicks game. And I was like, you know what? Let me if I stay there for one day, like a just a quick trip.
How would you get down there? Would you drive down there or would you fly down there?
Now I was gonna take what about the Greyhound thing?
You can take the Chinese bus down there to Charlotte. To Charlotte.
Yeah, how long? I gotta see how long is the
It's probably gonna be like 12 hours though, man. Because
12 hours.
yeah, because straight, I think driving without really stopping is like 10 hours going to Charlotte.
Yo, Charlotte is that far?
Yeah, Charlotte's far. I mean, because going to like the DMV area, like Northern Virginia, is like 5, 6 hours. You know?
Oh, maybe I was confusing it for a Philadelphia game.
Yeah, Philadelphia is like only 2 hours. It's like right there, hour and a half,
Okay,
2 hours.
so Philadelphia is more fun. What
Yeah.
about the Wizards? Like, what about Washington? How long is it going to Washington?
Like 4, maybe 4 hours.
Okay, so Philadelphia is cool. Washington is cool. Boston is cool.
Yo, man, Ralph, you a crazy motherfucker, man.
Why you say that?
You're just you're just a crazy motherfucker, bro. You know what I'm
I,
saying? So I mean, listen, Philly. When they now I want before we go now I want to see a game that we can get to. So I'm
Mhm.
looking at it now. We got Toronto, Chicago. I see Philly. So we playing Philly at home. All right, let's see away games. I'm just looking to see the first away game that we can get to. I would love to see if we can get there. Washington away. Washington, we play them January 13th. You see that game?
Yo, I forgot to tell you, I don't. Did I tell you I don't have a license? That's why I don't know the hours about how to get place to place. I don't got a license.
You got Google though? You got Google?
Yeah, but I don't Google how long is the flight or a drive from here to. I don't know.
What's he talking about? What's this guy talking about here? King Ribby. He said he'll cash at me $1,000. What he talking about? 5 hours to DCS. Whatever. I'm trying to see what he's talking about because he gonna cash up somebody $1,000. What's the reason? What I need to do? If it ain't too strange, you know. Yeah, man. So I mean, I'm literally looking at January 13th, man. Maybe I can get Sim in there. Maybe we can make it into a thing where on that Friday, January 13th, we can make our way down to the DMV and see if we can catch that Wizards game, man.
Oh, the Wizards, yo, let me know. I'll come through.
Yeah, January 13th.
All right,
That's
cool, cool, cool.
Friday the 13th. Your scary ass
Ay, ay, ay,
go down
ay.
to go down to fucking DMV.
Yo, if you're there, I go.
Okay. All right, man. All right. So let's wrap it up, man. We I bad you enough for a little while. I
Right.
can't wait to talk to you next time so I can badger you some more. Yeah,
Yes,
man. So I
sir.
mean, definitely, getting some of these games like Philly. I think we played Philly twice already, so I don't think we played them again in Philly. I don't think so. Maybe towards the end of the season, but that definitely yeah, we play Philly in February 10th. That's another game to think about.
That's my birthday week. I could do that.
February 10th, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean that's something to circle too. So we'll figure it out, man. Definitely.
All right, cool, 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 cool.
Yeah, but in the meantime, man, we up out of here, man. Thanks for coming in, Ralph, man. Thanks
Appreciate
to
it,
everybody
man.
for tuning in, listening to our nonsense. And I don't know what we're gonna do about these Knicks, man. Everything is centered around RJ. Like no conversation about the Knicks is not gonna happen without having an RJ fight. You know what I'm saying? So enjoy that pod from last night, Ralph. You're gonna enjoy it because we
All
was
right,
going
cool, cool.
crazy.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, oh snap, because it was a reunion, like the return of
yeah,
that her state of mind. So I was like, oh snap, I
yeah.
gotta save this and so forth and so forth.
Yeah, stay with I'm trying to talk him into doing once a week because the same thing too, man. Like like we do is like you say you got chores and all whatever the fuck you got to do. I got to work, I got kids and stuff like that, so it's very hard to make time to do pods and stuff like that, man. So so I get it, man. We're trying our best, to try to get the content out there because we enjoy it. Number one, and number two, other people enjoy it as well. So we want
Hmm.
to kind of like obligated, we feel obligated to get the stuff out. You know what
I'm
I'm
with
saying?
you, man. I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
No, Ralph, I'll cash up if he go. If I go, okay, I'll go. Where we talking about? To where?
Yo, Ralph is ready to clap his cheeks for you, man. What you want him to do? What you
Hold
want him to
on.
do? Well, I mean, going to the DMV,
He
going
says
to
talk. Which game is he referring to? The Philly game, the Wizards game, or the Charlotte game?
maybe Charlotte. No, no, not Charlotte. The Wizards game. Charlotte, I don't know about
Man,
because I mean Charlotte
that
is like
helped
10
me out.
hours.
Like, yo, if he yo that 1,000 to go, that I could
That
use that
covers all
help.
expenses, right? That covers everything.
Yeah,
Shit. All right, man. Wait, before you start taking your clothes off and stuff, man. Let's
yo,
get up out of
chill,
here.
chill. You
I
killing me.
catch
You
you.
killing me. You killing me. You. All right,
Yeah. All right, man. I catch you next time, man. Everybody in the
amen.
chat. I see you guys later. Peace.
Peace.